Netflix CEO Reed Hastings years ago said that Netflix will never be a commercial based subscription business. Like it will never provide ads or commercials to a subscriber of Netflix. So, in essence, Netflix said, we will never do ads, we will never do commercials. Never. And I don't know if you remember this movie called Never Say Never Again. It's a James Bond movie. It's a 007 movie where it marks Sean Connery returning as James Bond. And the reason, one of the reasons the movie is called Never Say Never Again is because, it is reported that Sean Connery said he would never play James Bond again until he did. And the movie is called Never Say Never Again. So in this case, Netflix said we will never be a subscription-based business that utilizes commercials. But things actually have changed. Now Netflix is adding another form of subscription that is going to have ads and commercials. That's going to be cheaper than the regular subscription. In my opinion, the main two reasons why Netflix is changing its strategy, for one is the environment has changed, right? You have a ton of competition. Like if you guys remember years and years ago, Netflix was, and it's still the king, but Netflix had no competition, right? Everybody was giving their content to Netflix, right? Now the big companies are pulling their content out of Netflix and having their own platforms, their own subscriptions. You have Disney, you have Hulu, you have YouTube, you have Peacock, you have HBO Max, you have Amazon Prime, right? During COVID, everybody was, subscribed to all these platforms, but COVID has passed, right? People are doing other things other than watching movies at home. Now people are traveling more, people are getting out more, and people do not want to have that many subscriptions to different platforms. They just want to have few, right? They don't want to have like 10. The reason number two is cash flow is king, right? So Netflix lost about 1 million subscribers this year. And with 1 million subscribers that are gone, that represents about $15 million on a monthly recurring revenue that Netflix stopped receiving. $15 million per month. And you're talking about $180 million of money that Netflix is stopping to get. And remember that they need all this money to pay for the productions that they are investing in, right? Like all these Netflix originals and all these movies and series that Netflix is actually producing and putting on their platform, is the user who's paying for that stuff, right? So $15 million per month is gone. $180 million a year is gone because 1 million subscribers are gone. So cash flow is king and things have changed. Like if you see the stock of Netflix stock has gone from $600 to about $200. That's a big drop, right? And it's because, in essence, the big investors realize that the environment has changed and the business model has to change. Now, Netflix has to prove that they can be effective with commercials as a business model. Like they know how to make money with subscription-based business. But now they have to prove to the market, to themselves, that they're effective providing content, utilizing commercials as a way of having revenue, having income. The investors are like, yeah, we don't know if you guys are gonna be good at that. Therefore, we're pulling our money out of Netflix stock and buy something else. So the question is, okay, so if you're a business owner, how do you learn from this Netflix experience? Like, how do you learn from situations like this? And like, Warren Buffett says, you want to learn from the mistakes and situations of other people, right? That way you have a framework of like, what are the things that these companies, these CEOs have gone through, and what is it that I can learn from them? Okay, so these are the 3 things you want to learn from, in my opinion, from the Netflix experience. Number 1, you always want to have an arsenal of resources available. In other words, in order for you to attack different markets and in order for you to go to different opportunities, you want to make sure that you have enough reserves, right? In order for you to like maintain the business that you're operating, but also you have enough reserves or access to money for the new areas in which you want to conquer. Number 2, you always want to add more value to your clients, to your customer, more than anybody else. You want to add more value. Like what else can you do for your customers and what else can you do for your clients more than anybody else? And number 3, you want to be creative in the way that you deliver your service. You want to be creative in the way you're giving information to your client, right? Because if you do that, if you're creative and you're doing it like no one else, you're adding more value than the competition. We can always learn from experiences of other businesses and other CEOs and other investors, and you can always look back and learn from your own decisions and your own experiences in the business world. And the only constant in business is change. So in order for you to be effective from now, midterm and long term, you have to change, right? You have to understand that things do change. The way people deliver services change. The way that people deliver product changes. The way people buy things change, right? So you always want to be learning from the market. You will always want to be watching the market. You always want to be hearing what the people are doing and how your clients and customers are reacting and what is it that they want, in order for you to frame your delivery in a way that satisfies your customer and satisfies your clients. My name is Victor Delerme. I'm a CPA. Thank you so much for watching this video. Go ahead and like and subscribe. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.